What's up, guys? Lisa here, and welcome back to another episode of Stereotherapy. If you're new here, this is the show that showcases the importance of music and mental health. Today's guest is one of my all time favorite people on this planet. We are talking with Maureen Mo Bekx. Mo is someone I have been friends with for over 18 years, thanks to a little band you may have heard of known as Fall Out Boy. We met back at a show waiting in line in 2005 from Under the Cork Tree CD release. We got to catch up finally and talk the importance of music in Mo's life, mental health, and her health transformation that is so inspiring to see. Mo is just such an inspiring person, and I just had to have her on here. Also, Justine could not join me for this conversation. She was a little under the weather, so I took the reins here, but rest assured, Justine will be back next episode. As always, if you are enjoying the show, please leave us a rating and review. It would mean a lot to Justine and I, and you can do that on any app you are currently listening to this right now. Give us that follow. It really helps pump us into those algorithms for people to find us. It would really just help support this show. And if my voice sounds a little scratchy right now, I'm convinced I lost my voice from catching up with my favorite Mo. Remember to check out the links in our description. You can head over to our website at www.stereotherapypod.com. All right, there's my spiel for the day. Let's get into it. Here's my conversation with Maureen Mo Bekx. But Mo, I'm so happy to see you and have you here because you are one of my friends, 18 years it's got to be. I just can't. And I'm so thankful that you want to come on. And I think your story is going to be so inspiring to so many people. And I think for anyone that maybe isn't familiar with you, if you want to give a little introduction about yourself.
Yeah, of course. Hello, everyone. I am Maureen. Most people call me Mo. I am 41 years old. I do not mind sharing that at all. I am married to my wonderful husband, Andy. We live in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. I work in higher education. I just have a love and passion for music, photography, definitely self care, self improvement. I am often at the gym, which we'll definitely get into here in a little bit, and just love spending time with family and friends. Whether it's hanging out, going to concerts. So yeah, it's pretty much me wrapped up.
Yeah, and anyone that knows you knows that. Like you're Mo. You were Mo like back in the day. Everybody's like, "Where's Mo?" But like we have that special anniversary date, 5705. And again, if anyone listened to the previous podcast, it was a Fall Out Boy show. But I guess just take me back to that, like that era of Fall Out Boy where we met. Like, how was that for you? Any memories that stick out?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'll give a shout out to my best friend Steven. He actually introduced
Yes,
me to Fall
Steven.
Out Boy. We worked at a previous company together, and he would always wear this hoodie, and I was like, who is Fall Out Boy? And he's like, oh my gosh, you have to listen to this album, take this to your grave. And I was like, all right. He was hyping them up so much. Finally listened. I was like, okay, I understand what all the hype is about. And the first show I saw was at the Metro, 2004, and it definitely changed everything. And then, of course, you and I met in line
Mm.
in May 7th, 2005 at the Riviera Theater. Um, I just love getting to shows early and just talking to people in line, just because, again, music's such a passion of mine. And I know there was like an incident, so that kind of like bonded us. I turned around. I don't remember if you remember that, but
Yeah.
I turned around and I was like, "What is going on in this line?" And we just started talking from there, and then just seeing each other at so many different shows, and we're finally like, I think we need to be friends. We have
Hmm.
so much in common. Like, what's going on here? So then we just started hanging out, and I would say just so many memories with Fall Out Boy, and music in general, just meeting so many people, but definitely stands out those earlier shows.
Shout out to Steven, because for sure. But I know I remember that situation too, and those two ladies. And I is the rib even still there? Like, is that
Yes.
still the rib? Because like I haven't been back home in so long. And I know out here in Jersey, like the venues are cool, but I swear, like Chicago venues, There's nothing like it, and those early days going to shows, meeting you, and we had, like, our own little crew that would be in line too. Because I wait in line early, and because of that, met you, lifelong friend, and so many other people. I think Cassandra was there, Steven, his sister Stacy, it was just such a great time, and I think we got so lucky to see Fall Out Boy so early too, like, in their career, where now I just saw them on this tour with Bring Me the Horizon they did over the summer, and it was wild. Like, I had to be in the lawn, which it's okay, like, it was fun,
Hey,
but
you were there.
right, and so many people these days can't even. I mean, it was still so expensive just to be in the lawn. I think it was, like, $75, and again, shout out to Enrique for making that happen, but it's just this it's wild, and they're just so, like, just special and, oh, forever thankful to Fall Out Boy for that in those early days, but obviously Fall Out Boy is one of them. What would you say as far as music in general, how has that really made an impact in your life?
I mean, it's made a huge impact. I mean, just it can change your mood.
Mhm,
You could be having a terrible day, throw on music and it can definitely, change everything. It's created friendships that I've had for 20 plus years. I mean, look at us.
mhm.
We're
Yeah.
going on almost 19 years here. Just the amount of people that I've met, even before the Fall Out Boy days, through other bands, I've met so many different people that I'm still in contact with. So it's definitely made a huge impact in my life. Not just, meeting friends, but kind of take it back to, self-improvement, my health, working out. I'm always in the gym now, and the music can change your mood, whether you're gonna, you know, be going hard at your workout or if it's, not something you really, next song please, because it's just not going with your workout. But music's just been it's always been in my life. And I'm pretty much wide open to any genre. I kind of, you know, go more towards like the pop punk, but I'm pretty much open to all music, and it definitely can just bring on, you know, great emotions, great memories. And like I said, the best part about it is just creating these friendships that I made.
Oh, I agree. I was telling G, like, half of my friends are from shows and line. Like, those are my friends. I had other friends with school or work, but the majority of the people I'm still close with, whether it's, like, social media, staying friends with, are my show people. Like, those are the people that are still in my life, and everybody used to say, "Oh, you'll never see these people again," but that wasn't true. MySpace existed, we all connected, or, like, we would just literally in line, like, there's so many people that maybe I didn't have them on MySpace, but again, I would know, "Oh, they're gonna wait in line early," and it's just so good. Like, what are you listening to now? Like, what are you really into now? Like, any new artist or anything you're listening to?
I mean, I still stick to a lot of the bands that I grew up with. I mean, Fall Out Boy, of course, Newfound Glory.
Yep.
I'd love A Day to Remember. Paramore.
Yeah.
So still some bands that have been around for a very long time I'm still listening to, and they're still producing, new stuff. So some newer bands, I haven't really come across, a newer band that I've really got into. I do appreciate when people share new music with me. I'm totally open to just about anything. But nobody that really sticks out, pretty much, of course, Blink 182,
Yeah.
um, classic, Academy is just
Mhm.
some really good bands that have been around for a long time, and they can show that longevity based on, the music that they come out with.
Yeah, like, Blink is one of those I fell off of for a while, but their new record I just listened to, I'm like, "Oh,
It's so good.
it's so good," and anything I ever said negative about them a little bit, I'm like, "Alright, I can take it back now, I can say there's no hate," because it's so, so good, because I thought the singles at first, I was like, "Oh, I don't know, guys, like, come on, like, e not to be, like, act your age, but, like, I want a little more from you, like, than these, like." I didn't really like edging, but I finally it wasn't even on my radar, and I listened to it, I was like, "Oh, okay. Alright, they're back, they're back." Like, I'm so excited that Blink is going, and I think as far as you loving music so much, you've obviously traveled a lot. We did some road trips together. But what do you think was your favorite memory or your favorite road trip or like distance you've taken for a show? Because I know we've gone to so many of them, but I know you've done a lot more than I have. So which one sticks out to you?
I mean, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
I love road trips just because, as you're going to wherever you're getting to, you can, basically see everything. A little bit different than just flying somewhere, but I mean, what comes to mind is probably you were with me. We took a road trip to Detroit.
Yep.
You know, with Fall Out Boy, Newfound Glory were on that concert, and
Yeah.
we met up with a bunch of Overcast kids. If nobody is familiar with that, it was the fan club Fall Out Boy had. It's no longer around, but again, I met so many friends from Overcast kids, so got to give a shout out to them. We had a huge group that went to that show together in Detroit.
Mhm.
Again, it was at I can't remember the theater,
Oh,
but I know it was a smaller venue. So it
oof.
was just a really good memory with just awesome friends. Another one when we went to Pittsburgh,
Yes.
or it was called the Flyaway with Fall Out Boy, but we drove.
Yes.
Um, wasn't a bad drive, but
No.
again, it was so much fun. But yeah, I've made so many road trips, and I had the privilege to be able to travel so much, in my 20s. I still do, but just not as often. But just tons of lasting memories. And honestly, if it wasn't for Overcast Kids, I probably wouldn't, because I'm friends with a lot of, people I've met in the Chicagoland area, from shows, in Chicago, but a lot of friends I've met like all over, it was because of Overcast Kids. And then through those people I've made, friends with their friends. So my husband always jokes, he's like, "Who do you not know?"
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, there are people I don't know, but it's just, I'm just I love meeting people. I love
Mhm.
talking with people. I mean, I do it as my job every single day. And I just love getting to know people because everyone, has their own story. And it's just always nice to hear everyone's story and listen to, what they have to say. But I love just meeting new people, becoming friends with them. And then, if I happen to travel to where they live, it's great to know somebody in that city and not have to, just travel alone. Or, of course, if I'm going with my husband, it's still nice to meet up with people that I know and that I've created, like I said, I've known some of these people over 20 years.
Mhm.
So it's just, it's insane.
It's just it's literally insane to think about, like, when I'll talk about it too, and the traveling we've done, people are like, "No way." I'm like, there was a show literally one of the times I went to the Detroit, who did I go with? I think it was a couple years from when we went, and, uh, literally drove there for 6 hours and then drove back that night 6 hours, which I don't know why I ever did that. Woke up, slept a couple hours, and went to work. So it was like, ho
I've done that.
nowadays, there's even a venue that is, like, near New York here that I'm just like, "Oh, it's like an hour and a like, oh, I don't wanna go." And I'm kicking myself because 'cause I'm like, "Do you know you used to travel, like, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, or Indianapolis, any of those places you would go to and not even think about it." And now it's like, oh, like, I could tell I'm getting older, but it's like I still have that in me where it's like, "I wanna go to a show. I don't care." Like, just as long as it's affordable, I'll go, because now it's like, "Oh, man,"
Prices
like.
are out of this world. Yeah, I mean, with a group of friends, we drove to Philadelphia and then back home. Literally we went there in one day and then drove back home the next day. Um, because the lineup for this one show was just so insane. We're like, we can't miss it. I think it was like Set Your Goals, Valencia.
Ooh.
Uh, I don't recall who else it was, but the lineup was just so fantastic. We're like, we have to go. I mean, we traveled to North Carolina. Um, I mean, I even flew to New York, and this memory is fantastic because
Mhm.
I got to be in one of Fall Out Boy's music videos.
That's right.
That that was once in a lifetime opportunity.
Mhm.
It was for Dance Dance. Um, you don't hate a song when you hear it for 12 hours for 2 days in a row over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Um, but again, just incredible memories. Being able to do that. I mean, I'm in the music video for like a millisecond, but just to have those memories and be able to go there and do that again, not everyone gets to do that. So it was just, oh, it was amazing.
I can relate to not Fall Out Boy, but the Hush Sound. We were in that one too.
Yep,
And we did that at my old high school, which was oddly enough, this is where they did it. But and I remember it was hours of listening to Crawling
the
Towards
same
the
song.
Sun. And I was just like, oh, but again, it was so fun. It was so awesome. And they were just such another special band too, that it was so fun. Like I can think of how many other of our friends in our group that were there. It was just so cool. And again, like maybe if you zoom in, I think you see us like really close in that one too. But like it's a second, but it was just to say you did it. I can't imagine Dance Dance. That I would have jumped at that too, because look at them now. They're like untouchable. And now we were able to go to all those little, when we did the flyaway or the meet and greets or like the special little things they did. And again, so happy for them and their success, but like it sucks because like we're never gonna have that. That's why those memories are so special. I'm jealous of all your road trips because I only did a couple, but even thinking back now, it's like we were crazy, but it was awesome. And I think talking about like Fall Out Boy and Paramore and all these bands, what do you think? I got to get your take about the resurgence of whether it's emo, pop punk, whatever people are talking these days on TikTok and everything. Because it's wild. It's huge now. Like even bigger, as big as it was for us. Like, what do you think about this resurgence?
I mean, I'm all for it. Um, you know, Having the next generation be able to see what we got to see, what,
Yeah.
20 plus years ago, I'm all for it. Even with Fall Out Boy becoming successful, I am so proud of them. Yes. Do I want to go back to when they were in smaller venues and be able to relive that? Absolutely. But
Yeah.
I also love to see, how much they've grown, how big of a fan base they have now. And they're honestly the most down to earth dudes that they deserve it.
Mhm.
And with the resurgence of like all these other bands, coming back and touring, it's nice because, we can kind of relive that again. Yellow Card starting to tour again. I know they
Yeah.
had broken up for a little bit, so that was awesome to see. I kind of went to one of their, final shows, and then I believe lead singer Ryan, he actually opened up for a Newfound Glory tour that we
Oh,
went
yeah.
to, and I was like, well, kind of like seeing Yellow Card.
Yeah.
I was like, we're never going to see them again. And then I was like, well, never mind. They're back. This is fantastic. So it's so awesome to see all these bands coming back. And not to say that we didn't have it before, but we have like what they call adult money now, where,
Yeah.
unfortunately these prices are astronomical, but if we really want to go, we can go. But, kind of wish those concerts were, 15, $20 as we used to pay back in the day.
Oh,
And that's never going to happen again, but it's
no.
nice that we can still see these bands touring.
Oh, yeah, like, even I found in my closet a ticket stub from Spitalfield, the Hush Sound at the Wheaton Grand Theater, 12 bucks. And again, everyone's gonna say, "Well, that was Spitalfield." It doesn't matter. Spitalfield was big at I think it was '04, '05. I don't even remember what year it was, but, like, 12 bucks. Like, that is insane to think about that these bands were that. And again, so happy for them, but it's as much as like I have that adult money, I'm just like, do I really want to spend like $200 to be in the rafters and sit in a seat? I don't know. Maybe it'll take the right band. Like, I don't know. Maybe if it was Blink, because I feel like that's the only way I'm going to see them these days is if I'm in a big seat up in the rafters. But I might do that because there's a rumor they might play with Green Day or no, Green Day or no. I'm totally getting my tours messed up. Something in Green Day, but Green Day is going to do this like big stadium tour with like I think Rancid and maybe Smashing Pumpkins. I'm like,
I saw that.
that I'm going to be in the Raptors for that too. But again, like it's awesome that these bands are still playing, like you said, because like I love that, and I think it was so fun when I saw Fall Out Boy over the summer that there were so many younger kids. So it's like they're experiencing this and hearing these Take This to Your Grave songs for the first time where we grew up on that. And
Exactly.
they were just so excited. I was like, this is like, I feel so old right now being 37 here, but like these kids are like losing their minds and it was so much fun. And it's like, again, like a big reason I know Justine too. I miss you, Justine. But if you're listening to this, but we wanted to have you on because I think you are such an inspiration from I know talking to you and the transformation you've gone through. And I think and you've been so open about it too on your social media, which I think is so important. You recently, I think you've lost 170 pounds. You've gone through such this big transformation. What made you decide, you know what? Because I know you've a couple times you've gone through it a little bit. What made you decide that this was going to be the time you were going to really make that change?
Yeah, I mean, it boiled down to just overall how I was feeling. I had my aha moment when I had to have my husband help me off the couch and
Mhm.
literally even tie my shoes. I'm like, "All right, I gotta do something.
Yeah,
This is not the way you wanna live." I mean, we've been trying to start a family too for the last 4 years, and, um, I was like, "I can't have a kid if I'm not healthy."
right.
I wanna make sure that I'm around for a long time, if we're blessed with a kid. So, I finally did a little bit of research. I'm thankful that my job actually loves to honor what they say when they want to take care of their employees. So I'm grateful that bariatric surgery was offered on the insurance plan. I did my research. People approach me all the time and I tell them, do your research. I will never tell you to have surgery. It's not for everybody. It's not
Mhm.
the end all be all. It's a tool. You have to put the work in. You have to do the diet, the healthy lifestyle change. You have to do the exercising. You have to keep up with it because you can absolutely gain the weight back. It happens. So I think my aha moment was just like, oh, I can't believe I can't even tie my own shoes. I can't get up off the couch. Like, this is not how I want to live. So I was like, I got to do something.
No, and that's why I admire you so much because even me, and like over the last year, it's been a rough year. So I'm like, there was a time where I did all this working out, nutrition. I was like, oh, I'm so great. I'm the healthiest I've been. And then the year happened, and it's just like the weight came back. And again, it's some people would be like, oh, what are you talking about? But I'm at that age too where I want to start a family and I want to be the healthiest I can be. And just seeing you get out there, oh, I'm at the gym. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm like, what's my excuse? Like, why am I sitting here? Oh, I don't have 30 minutes to like do little weights or maybe not even go to the gym, just get out and to do something. So I think that's what you inspire me. I know for sure I've been like, gee, I need to do something because again, like I want to be healthy for my kids. Like even getting up the floor sometimes, like when you can't even, I'm like sitting there holding my knee, like this is not this is not working. So I admire you for sticking to it because again, you've definitely inspired me. So if no one else has said it, you've definitely to kind of get out there and give it a go.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I
Mm,
mean, a lot of people, they message me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, with your posts, I'm going back to the gym now." Um, and I was like, "You know what? I love that I inspire people, but people inspire me too."
mm,
I have so many friends who are in the same boat as myself, and we definitely motivate each other. We hold each other accountable. It's just really good to have that support system and that accountability and just inspire each other. So, um, and I'm like you said, I'm totally an open book. I don't mind sharing at all on social media. And when people are like, "You lost 170
mhm.
pounds," tell me your secret. There is
Yeah.
no secret. Yes, I had surgery, but sticking to a healthy eating plan, putting the work in at the gym,
Mhm.
it's hard. I tell them, I'm like, "I'm not gonna lie, it's so hard. Every single day is a new day. You take it day by day. You have good days, you have bad days. It's not easy by any means."
Yeah. And I mean, kind of touching on that, what do you think has been the biggest struggle so far that whether it was this transformation or other times you've tried, what has been the biggest struggle?
You know, I think the biggest struggle is mean, that's such a good question.
Mhm.
There's so many struggles. Um, kind of getting in your head,
Mhm.
telling yourself, "Ugh, maybe today I can cheat. Maybe
That's me.
maybe I don't have to go to the gym today."
Mhm.
Um, just that self-doubt, but then I'm like, look how far you've come. Look at what you've done. Don't ruin it. Um, y- you know, don't touch that bag of chips. Don't,
Yeah.
go to the gym. You're not going to regret it. And then when I get there, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad went to the gym. Um, my gym is another family and friends that I've made over the last couple of years. I got to give a shout out to my trainer, Sabrina. I'm lucky and privileged to have a personal trainer. It's in a group setting, so it's not like one-on-one, but she's definitely changing lives. Mine is one of them. A couple gym partners, Carrie, Jess, um, David, just a ton of people that I've met along the way that are definitely a great support system. Shout out to my workout bod squad: Brandon, Casey, Eric, Jason, Lily, Menini, Mie, and Sarah. You guys definitely keep me in check. My husband, of course, another one. My close friends as well. We have our own kind of workout group text chat that we check in with each other every day. We all work out. We all keep each other basically in check just to make sure, how is everyone's day going. You know, are you feeling okay? Are not having a good day? What's going on? Let us know so that you don't fall down a hole, that we can kind of talk through it. What do you need from each other? So it's nice to have those couple different circles.
And see, I was gonna ask you about your support system, but you just beautifully said it right there because it is a shout out to Andy and all those people too, because I can see that. Like, I think when I don't have the support, I have the same thing. Like, I'm that person where I love to snack, and I have to constantly tell myself, like, I'll sit on the couch and eat that bag of chips, and again, should I eat those veggies I prepped or the fruit? Yeah, probably. But I need somebody. Maybe I should join like a gym and have that support there because I love G, but like we kind of go through each other. When it's like a night or football Sunday, it's like we're ordering wings and everything. And I don't say no. I'm like, these are good. And I think I would probably benefit from something like that and have somebody hold me accountable. Like, hey, you're going to go to the gym today, or this is your schedule, your training, or whatever it is, because I think I'm someone that would need that, because just me alone, I would be like, all right, I'm tired, I can't do it today, I'm done. And i I don't think that works. So I mean, I love that, and I love, shout out to Andy for that, because that's so wonderful. And maybe one day, I'll get to meet him in person. So I'm hoping to get out there and get my Mo hug and meet Andy and, his Green Bay Packers. But
Let's not talk about the Packers.
no, let's not.
It's okay if you're a fan. I'm a Bears fan because I'm
Yeah,
from Chicago,
right.
but Andy loves his Packers. That's kind of the one thing when we met, we're like, well, we have one thing not in common,
Right.
but that's okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, trust me, like me, even I admittedly, it was a couple years back I got into football because I got a taste of fantasy football, and I was like, "Oh, wow, you have these players, you can win money. Like, this is great. I'm going to build my team." And now I'm like obsessed with fantasy football. I love the Bears. I always had that allegiance even though I didn't really watch it all the time, but it's just cuz like born and raised a Bears fan, I'm going to be a Bears fan. But now I'm all into it. So I love it. And luckily G's a Giants fan, so it doesn't matter. Like, and they're just as bad as the Bears, so it doesn't matter these days. So I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter, so it's all good. but, but I guess in your journey too of everything, if you could go back and tell yourself anything that you wish you knew back then that you later learned starting out that may help you, or like, what do you think that would be?
I would say just telling yourself that it's worth it. You
Mhm.
you are worth the time. You're worth putting in the effort. Um, is it hard? Yes.
Yeah.
I would, make sure to tell myself, give myself grace, give myself patience. It's a day-to-day process. Sometimes even with surgery, you're not going to lose a pound in a week. You may lose 3 one week, you may lose 5 the next, you may lose 0 after that. Don't let the scale determine your mentality. There's so many other factors when it comes to weight loss that, don't always focus on the scale. Focus on, in the weight loss world, we kind of call them non-scale victories.
Mhm.
Focus on that. I can run again. I haven't been able to run in a couple of years.
Mm.
Running was a passion of mine. And now that I can do it again, that's another non-scale victory. Just being able to function on a day-to-day basis without like feeling out of breath or feeling like I can't even get out off the couch.
Mm.
Um, it's mind-boggling to just see kind of where I was to where I am now. And I would just also say, as I have been taking progress pictures,
Mhm.
I see myself every single day and I'm like, sometimes even with the amount of weight I've dropped, I'm like, sometimes it's still like kind of like, wait, what?
Mhm.
I can't
Yeah,
believe
I
this has happened.
oh, I bet. I can't imagine. I just every time I've seen one of the photos you posted, I'm just like, I just so proud, but I can't imagine what you feel like. Like that, I mean, it's one thing for me to sit and look, and like, I'm so proud of her. I'm so happy for her. And just hearing what you're saying, how you can run again. Cause that's just little things like that. I think people, I don't want to say take for granted, but they don't understand that like when you can't do something like that and then you can again, like oh, that makes me so happy that you're able to do that and enjoy that again. Cause again, that's way bigger than any number, than any picture, anything. Oh.
Yeah, the fact to be able to do things again. And I mean, just this past August, my close group of friends, we try to take a trip every year. The previous year, my friends were like, it seemed like you could keep up with everything we're doing. And I'm like, I was kind of faking it till I made it. I was like,
Mhm.
I was making it look like I was fine. I was like, but I was like dying of breath.
Yeah.
I was not enjoying myself. And I said, this year we went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I was able to walk so much, hike, do so many different activities, and, like, I just wanted to keep going. Like, I'm
Mhm.
like, "I don't need to stop." I was like I was enjoying vacation finally.
Oh, like that's kind of like hearing you say that too. Is like my moment was this summer. We were taking like, I don't want to say a hike, but it was at a park and it was up a hill, up all these hills. I was dying and I was like, gee, like I shouldn't be that out of breath, that this. And I think it just goes to show, like, even if you think you're somewhat healthy internally and just everything, I'm like, I should not be gasping for breath, chugging my water bottle. Like, and we're going up an incline on dirt, I like it shouldn't be. And that's little things for me too. I just, in again, that's why you've inspired me so much, really. Like today, I was like, I'm going to do the weights. I knew we were going to talk today. And I'm like, I just feel I need to get back into that and get that mindset. And again, I'm just so happy for you that you're at this place too. And you're just one of my favorite people. So again, I'm glad you're on here and someone's going to hear that and maybe use some of that and build it to their life, and just, oh,
Well, I
I-
appreciate that, and one thing I kinda didn't touch base on is just with mental health.
mhm,
I haven't been somebody who, typical, I never have had, like, depression or anything like that. I mean, I know I'm a huge advocate for mental health. I'm glad that it's getting more open and talked about than it has. It's kind of been shoved under the rug, so to say, in the years past. So I'm glad to hear people are openly talking about it now. Um, I mean, I've had anxiety,
mhm,
I've had stress, the typical stuff, but um I was not happy with where I was, prior to my weight loss. It's definitely changed my mood. It's changed. my outlook on life. I've always been very happy, but I'm just like way happier now.
Mhm.
Um, you know, just getting up in the morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful to wake up. It's a new day. It's gonna be a great day. Just my mood alone, it's definitely changed. Um, just mental clarity.
Yeah, that I I can only imagine too, because a lot of people I know, a lot of doctors have talked about too, like the gut health and our mental health. And I just even know for me, when I didn't have my gut health in check and I wasn't in the best shape, I felt the lowest. And I know some people are going to hear that. And we talked about it on another episode with my friend Jess and Chris. Can't talk today. Jess and Chris, they're Jam XP, and they talked about the gut health too. And it's like our diet and all that, and our weight, and just that all contributes so much to our mental health. And I think a lot of people just don't talk about it enough. And I think even like whether it's us or, World Mental Health Day, they'll talk about there's still just a long way to go. And I think if we just realized if we take care, maybe it's exercise and going, and it can even be like a walk. Like, that's what I've started doing too. Like, hey, we're going to go on a walk, it doesn't have to be always in the gym. So it's like, I guess even talking about that now, I'm just thinking of that. What are some of your favorite, like when you're in the gym, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing in there?
I mean, honestly, I'll start out with that right after surgery, they said the only thing I could do was walk, and it's
Mhm.
literally the best exercise. So if you can't do anything, just start with walking.
Mhm.
As simple as it sounds, you don't even need to run. Doctors actually advise that it's not good on your knees. Walking is way better. In the gym, my husband attended one class with me and he called us crazy because our workouts, they're kind of equivalent to CrossFit, but not as intense. We do HIIT workouts, so that's high intensity interval training. So we'll be working out for 45 seconds, resting for 15, and so on. We do it for an hour. A lot of weightlifting, um, minimal cardio, um, just a lot of like burpees, deadlifts, like lunges, squats. We use ropes. We do tire flips. Just a ton of different stuff. And what's fun is that it's never the same workout every class. It's always different. So that also kind of keeps you going too, because you're like, oh, it's not the same thing over and over again.
Mhm.
Again, shout out to Sabrina. She creates these fantastic workouts. Every class they're focusing on different body parts like shoulders, arms, legs, core, back. Um, it's just fun. I mean, for me, it's not for everybody. I think weightlifting also makes me feel empowered. I love to lift heavy. Again,
Mhm.
it's not for everybody. But it's just something I enjoy and I feel like a badass, to be
Mhm.
honest. Um, and, for a while, I couldn't do anything because of how heavy I was. So the fact that I got back to, this weight now, even a woman I go to the gym with, she turned to me and she's like, I don't even care like how much weight you lost. What's awesome to see is like you can keep up in the gym now and you're doing the workouts that we're doing and you're
Mhm.
barely modifying anything anymore. She goes,
Oh.
that's so like so incredible to witness like your progress, not with your weight loss, but just with what you can do. And I was like, kind of taken aback by it. I was like, oh, I never even thought of that. And I was like, it is nice to be able to, do a burpee now or, keep up with running or, whatever we may be doing. It's just, it's so incredible and so much fun. I mean, we also have like boxing classes at our gym. That's fun to do. We have a bunch of different options at the gym I go to. But anything anyone finds that they have a passion for, just go from there. I mean, I found on TikTok, I didn't realize this existed, but there's a channel on, I found a woman's video on TikTok. There's a channel on YouTube that she works out to pop punk music.
What? I need to
Yeah.
find this.
Yeah. So she does similar like hit workouts, but
Yeah.
it's to pop punk music. And I said, that would keep me going. So like
Yes.
literally there's something for everybody.
Oh, I need to find that. I need to get
I'll
that
send it to
from you.
you.
Yes, because like that's my biggest thing. And I think it's also for me, it's so intimidating. Like G was even saying the other day, like maybe we can go to the gym again because he wants to get out there and try. And and I'm all for it. But I'm like, I'm so intimidated, right? Just because one time I had an experience where I went into a gym and it was all dudes, no disrespect, but it was all dudes. They were all lifting heavy. And I'm like, I'm not the most fittest person. I could maybe do like 10 pounds curl. Like, I am not a big weightlifter. And I'm like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. It's intimidating. And he was kind of like, oh, you just got to get out there. But I don't know. Like, do you, I guess you kind of already answered this, but do you think it was that support built in and the gym you found that was wonderful and your trainer that is wonderful? Do you think that made a difference in the intimidation that could be? Because I'm so intimidated to get into a gym. I don't know. I'm nervous about that.
No, 100%. And there's actually a guy that I follow on TikTok, Joey Swole.
Yes, I
Um,
follow him too.
he promotes positive gym culture
Hmm.
because I hear it from so many people that will text me or message me and say, "Oh my gosh, I want to get back into the gym. I just don't know where to start. I don't know what to
Yeah.
do." And I was like, "You need to find a place you're comfortable at." I kind of have the mentality of I don't care anymore. If I go
Hmm.
in there and you want to judge me, go for it. I don't care. I'm in here improving myself.
Yeah.
Somebody else, they're standing on the street, they're not in here, and not to say that you don't have to go to a gym. You could go walking, you can dancing is like a fantastic exercise. Anything you can find that makes you happy and is going to provide you self improvement, go for it. Trial by error basically. But I love that he promotes positive gym culture. He tries to show that based on some people's videos, this is how you should not be acting in a gym, and he's trying to make it where people are more comfortable to go to a gym, because a lot of people won't go because exactly what you said.
Yep.
People may be like, oh my gosh, they have no idea what they're doing,
Yeah.
or they don't belong here. But honestly, if I were at another gym, it's just me though, I have that mentality of like, I don't care what you think, I'm here to improve myself, I'm not trying to impress you, or if you want to judge me, go for it. But not everyone's like that. Not everyone
No.
has that is at that mental level.
No.
So I'm glad he's promoting, people's negative behavior. And he also does promote people who are, very positive and helpful. So I love his channel. I love the message he's putting out there. But trial by error, try and find what you feel is best for you. Maybe even just playing a sport. That's a workout. I love sports. I love soccer. I love tennis. Um, I'm not the best at them, but it provides, a fun activity. It provides a great workout. So just, find what you're passionate about.
Yeah, maybe I'll just put my pop punk playlist in my headphones and just be like, all right, I don't care. I'm curling these 10 pounds, whatever, because I think I do like there is a little more positivity culture with Jolie Swole because I remember G showed me his videos. I was like, oh, great. And I think I'm in my own head all the time. And chances are no one's looking at me. Nobody cares what I'm doing. But in my
Yeah,
head,
they're in their own space.
oh, they're gonna look at me because I don't know how to like put the weight on the machine. And uh so who knows? Maybe after this conversation, maybe I'll like this week. This will be the week I'll get back into the gym. I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna try not to care because I care too much. That's number one thing. And again, like maybe no one is even caring that like I check in and maybe I don't have the cutest gym outfit too. I feel like all these people have like cute gym outfits and I'm like,
Honestly, I think
I
half
don't
of
care
that's
about
social
that.
media. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think that half that's social media. There are really good videos out there that show you like how your form should be, gives you workout ideas. So that's the nice thing about social media. But the other part is it's like, are they just going to the gym, taking a picture and then leaving? It's like, who knows? And I've had people message me too, and they'll reach out and they're like, "Oh my gosh, your journey is incredible.
Hmm.
Um, you know, how do you not have loose skin?" I
Hmm.
said, "Oh, I do." I said, "Social media only tells one story." I said, "There is tons of things you can't see in a picture." I said, "I have Do I have loose skin? Yes. Do I have more than some people? No,
Mhm.
because the workouts that I do, my doctor actually said is a contributor to having less loose skin because of like how the weightlifting tightens your skin better. And I've told people, I'm like, definitely have loose skin. I was like, I honestly don't care about it. It just shows, the work I've put in so far. Um, you know, Social media is good and bad. And that kind of leads into, mental health as well. It's like
Mhm.
you're not always seeing the whole entire picture. So I'm kind of glad that a lot of people, especially with TikTok these days, they're showing the reality to a lot of younger women, younger girls. So they're not getting that, I have to be perfect mentality.
Yeah.
um, I gotta be stick thin. No, I wanna be strong.
Mhm.
And my surgeon even asked me that. He's like, "What is your goal weight?" I said, "My goal weight is I wanna be healthy and I wanna be strong." I said, "So I really can't give a number. When I'm there, I'll know."
Yeah, and I mean, kinda touching on that mental health, what did you do to keep that in check? Because I'm sure as you went along in your journey, it's tough because you're gonna have those days where you don't wanna do stuff, or maybe, you go through a plateau time. Maybe you did that. I don't even know. Maybe you did. I know some people, I've gone through that where I go through a plateau. What do you do? Maybe it's, something your favorite mm, song to listen to, your favorite book if you love to read, like whatever. What do you do to kind of keep that mental health and kind of keep it in check during those rough days?
Honestly, my support system, I
Mhm.
I run so well with accountability. So again, I have a group of friends that we have a group chat. We'll check in. Did you work out today? If you didn't, what's going on?
Yeah.
And again, I kind of just tell myself, just do it. You're
Mhm.
not going to regret it. Um, you know, and if I can't make it to the gym, I'll go on a walk or go running in my neighborhood, um, or I'll even do a home workout. Just to do something, but I kind of just, one, have the support system, and two, also try to just keep myself in check and just tell myself, you know what, just do it. You know, it's gonna be worth it in the long run. But yeah, there are days where you have self doubt. Every day is not gonna be perfect. But just keep it taking it day by day.
Yeah. I think that's so important. And everything you've said, I even for me, I'm just like, definitely apply those things and stick to it, and I think someone else too, and I think that's why you were such an important person to have on. Like, not only do I love you, but I just think you would have a lot to offer someone because you've been through it. You've been had the ups and downs, and you know what it's like to not achieve it the first time and go through it. Because I remember there's so many years back where there were a couple times you were doing it and you were in the gym, and then now to see where you're at now, it's like she's got this. And I continue. I know I've said it before, but I'm just so proud of where you're at. And I can't wait to see in the next year or two where you're going to be at.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely proud of myself, and I think it just comes with age, where I've trial and error. I've like you said, I've done it before.
Yeah.
Kind of fell off, but this time around, just I don't know. I just had a huge shift, and I was like, I'm not stopping. And I'm not giving up this time. Not only for my health, but like I said,
Yeah.
we want to start a family, um, and that's my health is number one, having a family number two.
Mhm.
So just a lot of motivating factors.
I know one day we're gonna have those pop punk babies. We're gonna have it. I'm hoping by this year both of us are gonna be like,
We'll
all right,
have them start a band.
we're gonna start a band, a little Fall Out Boy cover band. I would love it. Oh my God. I can't. And I guess I have to because I have you on. I have to do like a little fun little, I want to say this or that, but I didn't do this or that. It's like just answer rapid fire, whatever people
Yeah,
want to call it. But I'm like, I have to with you. So this could be anywhere, but favorite venue to see a show, whether it's Chicago or anywhere you traveled. What was your favorite venue to see a show?
Metro.
Oh, 100%. Like, same. I literally my brother-in-law went and, he saw Alkaline Trio at that Riot Fest, like, before, like, pre-shows or whatever they were. Loved I was like, "I'm so jealous of you, I love Metro." So, I gotta go back. Deep dish or thin tavern style pizza?
Thin tavern style.
See, I had someone else on here. I had Zach from this pop punk band Chicago, When the Sun Sets. I think he said deep dish, and I was like, "See, like everybody's different." I'm with you, thin crust all the way. Everybody thinks that we eat just deep dish all the time. We don't.
It's more, I mean, I know they say it's like a touristy thing to,
Yeah,
for Chicago, but I mean, I'm
yeah,
not opposed to deep dish. My
right.
husband loves it.
I know. I was just gonna say Andy. I know is team deep dish.
He's from Wisconsin, so
Mm.
he always jokes when he moved down here. He's like, "Oh, so we're having pizza? Are we getting Pizza Hut?" And I was like, no, nothing against Pizza Hut,
Right.
but I was like, we have far superior pizza than that to offer you. And he's like, "What is this deep dish?" And he just fell in love from that. I was just like,
All
"See,
right.
I knew it."
You know what though? I have to say too, now that I'm out here, I do miss like Portillo's. That I miss 100%. We have no Portillo's out here. So I will say,
We
but
might eventually. They're expanding.
come out to Jersey, everybody. Even New York. I'll go out to New York and get it. I don't care. But oh, favorite Chicago based band.
Fall Out Boy, without a doubt, that's my favorite band.
I even do this. I was like, I don't even know why I'm putting this on here because I know it. But yeah, you duh. I don't even know. Like, what's your favorite song about Fall Out Boy while we're talking about though?
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, what would
Probably
be
Saturday.
mhm. I think they closed with it at our show, but like we walked because like the parking lot was a mess, so you had to leave earlier. But yeah, it warmed my heart that they still closed with that. I was like, that makes me so happy.
Yeah, such good memories.
Let's see. Ooh. Well, while we're talking about Chicago, favorite place to take a visitor from out of town that would visit Chicago?
Oh, that's hard.
hmm
I mean, Sears Tower.
Yeah.
Yes, I still call it Sears Tower.
Oh, same.
Um, that's hard because there's so many great places in Chicago. The museums, of course. You know, Navy Pier, Lake Michigan. There's so many great spots. Now, of course, if I know their musical tastes, we'll make sure that if there's a concert going on at the same time, we will definitely take them. I mean, I should say I will take them to a concert.
Yeah.
Um, so that's just a given.
Oh, I mean, there's no better person to go with than you. You are the sing along buddy. You are like, just, I can attest to that. So, anybody that wants to go with Mo, but I guess this is the last one. But favorite band, I think I even know this one, but favorite band you saw in a small venue before they blew up or were huge.
I mean, the obvious answer is Fall Out Boy, but
Right. You're right.
I would say probably the Hush Sound.
Ooh, yeah.
I saw them at this venue. I think there was like 7 people in total in the audience. And then to see from, I forgot the name of the venue. It was a really odd name. Oh, I think it was Chubby Rain's House of Music.
Yes. I remember that place.
Don't remember where it was, but it was them and This Is Me Smiling.
Oh, wow.
And I literally think it was like maybe 7 or 10 of us. And they are just the sweetest people. And to see them from that point, and then I know they went on tour with Fall Out Boy to all these arenas. Just that growth. It made me so happy. I was lucky to be able to go to Boston for a show. And I got Barricade. And when I saw Greta's face, she's like, "Wait, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "Oh, just happen to be in town." No, I mean, I went there for the show,
Oh,
but she was just like, "Wait, we're not in Chicago. What's going on here?" Um, she's the nicest person,
oh,
but
yeah.
just to see them from that tiny venue all the way to, where they got to be, it's just so nice. Even with Fall Out Boy, like I said, it's so nice to see, the growth and the fan base. And yes, of course, you want to go back to those days where, they're in a smaller venue, somebody's basement, but it's still nice to see, that other people are getting able to appreciate them.
Oh, and I just looked it up. So it's Poplar Grove is
Oh
where
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess I was like, I know I've seen and I've been at this venue. Where the hell is it? And it's funny you bring up Hush Sound because I got very lucky. I saw them. I used to go to a lot of the people in like Naperville area, like hardcore shows, and they would put them in their basements, like all of us. I mean, I know you went to them too, but like there was one, this I think his name was Luke Wilson, I want to say, but I didn't know him personally, but that was his basement, and there were a couple bands that day, and it was but they were just called the Hush.
Hmm.
And I saw them and they were in the mix of like all these hardcore bands, which was like wild to think about. Just but again, and not really if you knew them and like kind of all their friends, but I was just like, this band is so good in the mix of this. And then later I saw them in downtown Naperville. They were just outside playing this little like where the water fountain
At the
was
boardwalk,
at the boardwalk.
Riverwalk.
Yes.
I was at
And
that show. Was that
oh my God.
Halloween?
Yes, yes, that's right.
Yep.
And you were there. And then like to see them blow up. And I remember I'm like, oh, the Hush, the Hush. But then obviously they said why they had to change the name and this and that. Like to see them then, even back then, be so good and then just continue to be what they were. And to this day, I think they're so underrated. So many people still aren't really, maybe they felt they didn't really listen to them or give them a chance because I'm like, they were so good. And I think they were just ahead of the time that some people just didn't give them a chance for whatever reason. But Greta is someone I'm trying to get on here because I'm like, I would love to talk to Greta. But I just don't have those connections anymore. But again, so glad you brought up Hush Sound because so few people I know either were around then or cared when they were like touring with Fall Out Boy. Even like I don't know, they just didn't really like them or connect with them, and they were just such
Yeah, I mean,
wonderful people.
I even got lucky at one point to be able to work with them. Like I helped with like promotions for them,
Yeah.
and to be able to do that. I mean, it was a short period of time, but to be able to even quote unquote work in the music industry,
Mhm.
it was so much fun. Um, did it last? No, but that's okay. It was a part of my
Yeah.
life. I was glad to help them out and help them grow as a band. And again, they're just the nicest people. If if everyone could be like them, it'd be a fantastic world. But that's
Oh,
for another day.
yeah. Oh my God. I mean, I remember they were actually, and speaking of like the flyaway we were talking about too, they were there at that
Yes.
flyaway.
Yep. At the
And
one in Pittsburgh.
that was so special too to see them do like the little acoustic set the night before and just again, I forgot you did that. Like I remember like that time and you did some things for the Hush Sounds. Like I knew you were big into Street Team, like even like the band Too Sweet. You were big with Too Sweet. Um and
Too
all of
Sweet,
the
1997.
yeah, there was another one too maybe I'm thinking of. No, maybe those are just the two. But that's wild. And I mean that's wow, that brings it back. That brings it back when
Good
like
memories.
I can picture us. I think there's a picture somewhere where we're like, at the Hush Down CD release. Like I think it was 666, like June 2006. And it was
Yep.
like like Vines or something. And we're all outside the metro. And it just so many memories. And like this has just been so great to have you on. And again, I think you're going to inspire so many people. Your story is inspiring. I love you so much. And
Oh, I love you too.
I think everyone's going to love, like, I can't wait to put this out. Like, I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to put it out Tuesday. It's going out on Halloween. So like, if anyone's listening to this today and it's Halloween, yeah, I'm putting it out because I want your story out there. And again, you were one of the few people when I was like, I want to talk to just regular people, you were down and I'm so thankful. And again, I'm just so proud of everything you're doing. And I can't say enough good things. I know some people would be like, oh, just be quiet already, but you're so great. I just love you. And I think
No,
I
I
need everybody
appreciate
else
that.
to love you.
I
But again,
appreciate it.
hopefully next time we will be in person and I can give you a hug and I can make my way out there. Maybe it'll be at a show
I
and
know
you'll
Andy and I want to make it out to the East
oh,
Coast one of these days. Haven't
trust
been there in a while.
anytime, anytime. Now that I have some free time too, it'd be so perfect. I would love to meet Andy and like just give him shit about the Packers. I would love to do it. I haven't been able to do that in a long time. So maybe he'll listen to this and, it's all out of love. It's all out of love if he is. But I do. But oh, thank you so much. All right, and that was my conversation with Mo. Again, I truly loved having her on to share her inspiring story with not only myself, but just all of you listening to this podcast. Just someone I had to have on and give this platform to. And I think we can all learn a lot and be inspired from my wonderful friend Mo. Remember, I'll have the link to our website and Instagram in the description below, as always. And as for Justine and I, you will hear us next Tuesday, bright and early. All right. Bye, guys.